This is Dabu7. A heads up as we're getting warnings now to prepare for rolling blackouts or just flat out blackouts, period, throughout the summer. And this goes for everyone coast to coast here in the United States. And when we look at these warnings, NERC is saying that the power supplies in the western U.S. could be strained because of the historic drought, which we've talked about. That reduces the hydroelectric power that is generated for those areas. Then you have the weather, the super hot temps. We have no cloud seeding happening down in the west at all. Not a word of it, no one's speaking of it. They're not even trying or attempting to even bring any rain to these regions. They're doing the exact opposite, they're drying it out. You combine that with them trying to kick up this new green energy plan that seems to not have any backing or any support in it whatsoever. They can't get the solar going, can't get the wind going, or the batteries, any of this stuff together. And it's what they're calling the perfect storm. Imagine that, a perfect storm, huh? Things don't just happen like this. They're engineered this way, just like the scam we've been living through this whole time. But when we take a look here at North America, you can see that it's broke down into several different regions. And depending on where you live, your power is coming from one of these regions. You can see the Quebec region. You can see the Alaska connection. You can see the Western connection. You can see Texas sitting there by itself. And then the Eastern Bloc, which encompasses more territory than any of them. They're putting out big warnings for the West and saying these things, but the reality is the grid all in all is coming down. And now they're talking about vast swaths of the U.S. this entire summer going through blackouts, stressing the electrical grid while they're sending billions to Ukraine, doing nothing here. And it just blows my mind. Can't find a grassroots protest for the life of us here in this country that's not backed by the government like BLM or some crazy crap. People standing up for the rights. That's what we're waiting to see. And hopefully that starts to materialize sooner than later here, as the people need to take the power back. And the power is in the people, in the politics that you address. The power is in your numbers. And it's time to flex. Join me for the live streams where I break this down further. You'll find links below. Hit that bell notification for more. Much love.
Hey, shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. It was in the gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. It's the priest, Mahalaya, coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. It says, build blackouts better. It says half of America faces power blackouts this summer, regulators warn, okay? And they're talking about because of oversurgence in energy supplies, okay? If you know what happened last year during that polar vortex, they were stating that heating bills and etc. was going to become phenomenal and out of whack, and a lot of people paid higher energy prices, you know? And the thing of it is, if you have a home that's powered by natural gases, then a lot of times, you know, you have a cheaper bill. But if you have electricity and you're paying gas, because everything is getting over or converging over to like a smart grid, so to speak. And this is why, you know, through most of the time you're getting letters from your providers, whether it be your light company or your gas company, prompting you to switch over to a smart meter. But see, if you're paying both utilities, then a lot of times those charges will collide and you will end up paying the more different, okay? Like you'll pay the difference, whichever consumes the most product, so to speak, which technically you shouldn't be paying for light or gas anyway. Okay, that's nothing but corporate greed and capitalism, and that's extortion. You know what I'm saying? And it's wicked as all hell. But nonetheless, they're talking about blackouts, and really they considered it a plague, okay? And this is what the scriptures say. This is what the Most High has predicted through his prophets, that here in America, aka Babylon the Great, that there were going to be mass power outages. Okay, and if you go back into the time of Egypt, the Most High smote Egypt with the plague of darkness in the ancient world. Okay, and if you go into the scriptures, it says that the Most High would smite Egypt with plagues as he's done before. Okay, so you got to look at the account. All right, look at the whole fact that it may be a hot summer, man. Okay, last year was a hot summer. The year before last, we've been having pretty hot summers for the most part. And if you in the Midwest or down south, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, because we're on the brunt end of that extravagant heat, man. Okay, like the Midwest, that's like the worst place to live. Okay, because you're so landlocked. Okay, you have no real body of water, and on top of that, you got the hottest temperatures, and then you got the coldest temperatures coming from the plains. So it's like it's no balance. It's like a lose-lose situation. Like, we have the most excruciating winters up here in the Midwest. When in the summer times it's overly hot. You see what I'm saying? And then you got to take the risk of heat strokes. People not having proper air conditioning. You see what I'm saying? People not having a proper insulating to the house. Like, a lot of times people energy bills are a lot higher in the wintertime because your apartment or home, it consumes a lot of energy. And depending on what type of appliances you have, if you have outdated appliances, these things consume energy, man. And a lot of times, if you stay in an apartment complex, it is up to your landlord to provide you with a sufficient amount of energy so you can pay the lowest price. Because if you have old, outdated appliances and you run these things, then, hey, you're going to end up paying tooth and nail. And ask yourself why your renters are going up on rent every year, but they're not doing anything to the properties. You see what I'm saying? And it's just a lose-lose situation. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, with that being said, if this is the case, and we do have blackouts, which eventually we will have them because it's prophesied in the Holy Bible, but it's gonna be all hell breaking loose. Because think about it, you saw that movie The Purge, okay? Like the last purge, the forever purge. When you looked at that continent of America, and through the Spirit, I'm actually about to watch that. But when you look at the continent of America, man, you can clearly see that it was power outages. Okay, because they talked that the elite said it. They said, and it was this one guy, I forgot his name, but he was speaking on he was like on a podcast back in 2019, and he mysteriously died. But he stated that when they get ready to make their move, anybody that opposes the New World Order, they're going to start extracting people with those power outages, man, because they're going to all be staged. They're talking about what the grids are vulnerable, they're weak, EMP strikes. Look, all this is all planned. Okay, this is Esau Edom basically doing his wickedness, man. And hey, brothers, man, I'm just speaking through the Spirit. Hey, if they're preparing for a blackout in the summer, then you can prepare for blackouts in the winter, which is going to be even worse, because then you have no energy to consume your heat. You see, so through the Spirit, we got to really prepare our minds and our spirits, okay, to gear up for what's coming, because we're entering the time of Jacob's trouble, okay? Power outages, man, grid failures, EMP strikes, chaos, global anarchy, and the list goes on. Just straight pandemonium in the streets of America. You see, and don't be surprised if they may try to make their move on brothers, because the guy broke it down. He said, look, anybody that opposed the NWO, during those blackouts between an hour of 2 and 5 o'clock in the morning, people are going to start coming up missing, because that's when Esau is going to send his hit squads in there. So, hey, the scripture said, it says, hey, these are the beginning of sorrows, but before these things, they should lay hands on you, delivering you up to synagogues and rulers and magistrates, man. The scriptures go into that. So, hey, brothers, you can't be caught sleeping. You can't be lacking, man, because any day these devils can roll on us. Okay. So anyway, it says here, tens of millions of America's allergies could be thrown into a summer of hell, as a mega drought, heat waves, and reduced power generation could trigger widespread rolling electricity blackouts from the Great Lakes to the West Coast, according to Bloomberg. Okay, and we understand that if they know this and they have all this information on it, we know that they're the ones that's planning this. Okay, because this is the way that they can bring down this dollar even more, and this is another way they can get you peons out there to bow down to the New World Order, which majority of you are going to willingly do it. Why? Because you don't want to give up your goodies here in America, man. You see? But anyway, reading on, and it says here, citing a Newport from the North American Electric Reliability Corporation, which is NERC, a regulatory body that manages grid stability. And we already know this is a government infrastructure, so therefore they're not they're not straightforward. I'll put it to you that way. These government entities, they're mainly of their own self-evil plan, so to speak. And that's just the only way I know how to say it. With these government infrastructures, if they're government entities, then you already know it's some left-hand shadiness going on behind it. And we've been trying to tell you Israelites out there, man, that you are going to be the ones that's going to suffer the most. You know, you're going to suffer from this greatly because you don't have the resources and reliability to undergo anything like this, because the average person may have 1 or 2 days supply of food in their house if they're lucky, 3 if you're lucky. Okay, and what happens when the grid goes down for 3 days and you got nothing but freezer food? Like Jake, back in the day, we used to have those deep freezers. You know, we was putting fucking pounds of hamburger in there, you know, bacon, bread, all types of stuff is in the deep freezer. But just say if you had a grid outage for about a week, all that shit'll go bad, man. Because once that thaw out comes, then that food is gonna go bad. It's gonna rot. Okay, it's not gonna be any profit. You're gonna have to throw it out. Okay, that's the reason why, you know, non-perishable items, canned goods and stuff like that, crackers, soups, you know, stuff like that can kind of get you through for the time being. Because, you know, a lot of Jakes don't live in houses, they live in apartments. And most of these apartments, they don't have the energy supply to sustain. They don't have what they call generators, so to speak, you know, to pretty much inhabit all these apartments. You know, they may have power generators to keep the lights on in the building, but as far as your individual home, you ain't gonna have no power in there, man. And I know that for a fact because when I was younger, I remember we had a bad snowstorm and the power was out for 2 days. And the whole complex was pitch black, man. You know, we kids and shit, we was afraid, but at the same time, it was fun and it was a different experience. You know, but, you know, our parents, they kind of knew the old way. You know, you have candles and stuff like that in the house, just to, you know, just basic survival necessities, man, if you can get them, you know, and let it last you. Because, I mean, believe it or not, you got candles that can burn up to 12, 13 hours. Invest in a couple of candles, man, that'll burn all night. You know, and when the morning come, you do your thing. You know, you have your non-perishables and you take it from there. You see? But nonetheless, man, ain't nothing going to prepare the people from what's getting ready to happen, because this is the judgment of the Heavenly Father. All right? So let me bring on a precept real quick before I continue to read. So this is the book of Exodus 9, and I'm going to start at verses... Let's start at verses 12. It says, "And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them, as Yahweh has spoken to Moses. And the Lord said unto Moses, Rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus says the Lord Yahweh, or Yahweh power of the Hebrews, Let my people go, that they may serve me. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thy heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth." Okay, so these plagues that's coming to America and around the world, hey, that's gonna let you know that it's some higher power that's at work here, man. Okay, and those of us that's in to know, hey, we gotta hide under that power, brothers, because look, these people, they don't have any covering, man. Okay, these people are getting ready to lose their damn minds out here. Especially you women. You women are getting ready to lose it. Okay, even if you think you got one up in the game, you may listen to these videos to keep a head up in the game. But the overall point, you can listen to the videos. If you ain't right with the Most High, ain't no amount of prepping gonna do you no goddamn good anyway, man. You know, you got a lot of skeptics out there. You know, they don't want to adhere to the message, but they want to utilize it for their own personal gain. But guess what? That's gonna work against you double fold. All right, because the Lord is not dealing with that. Oh, well, you're going to use the prophets for that message, but you're not going to submit to the order of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. The Lord is going to cast you out of there, man. You can do what you want. You can get 30 packs of oodles and noodles, man, in fucking ice mountain water, and the Most High still going to smite you because you ain't in the right spirit. Because the whole point of these messages is to tell Jake to repent and to do right and to follow these words, man. Okay, and to respect the men of the Lord. But if you don't respect the men of the Lord and you don't respect the Lord himself, then no amount of prepping or whatever you're going to do is going to get you through this. I don't give a damn what you do. You can eat goddamn chili beans for 30 days and be straight, and the Most High still has somebody to come and knock your head off, man. So that's a double-edged sword. You people think you're outsmarting the Most High. You can't outsmart Yahweh Shai. He wrote the damn movie. He wrote your part in your exact lines, man. Every line that you Jakes in this period, any line that you say, the Lord already written it. It's all scripted, buddy. The fact I'm doing this video, it was already put in the Lord's movie that I'm going to say what I'm saying. And that takes and we know this. That means that we have exclusive access to the script because the Lord said, look, he wrote the book. He already wrote the script, but the Lord pulls us to the side and say, well, look, peep this y'all line. I'm gonna let y'all know what y'all gonna be doing, man. He let the prophets know. Okay, because we exclusive. We got the backstage passes, Lord's will, we chosen. But the rest of you people, you fucking termites out here, you vermin, you don't know what the hell is going on, man. And like I said, when this society plunges in darkness, you're gonna see a side of the Most High. I mean, that he's gonna make what he did in Egypt look like child's play. Okay, that term Alashadja is gonna be brought back in the earth, man. Okay, because guess what? Esau has been dealing with these CERN particles, which CERN is basically this program that they're pretty much trying to, what they call the God particle. It's this big ass receptor that they're splitting atoms to open up different dimensions, and they're extracting different spirits and entities from different dimensions into the earth realm, man. And this is one of the reasons why people are bugging the hell out. So Esau is basically trying to play God on the left hand side, walking and going into different dimensions he have no business being in. And when that darkness hit, the Most High is going to unleash those forces of evil, man. Okay, darkness ain't just gonna be some, oh well, we got a blackout for 2 days. No, it's gonna be real dark, man. I'm talking about a spirit come up and 3D your ass, man. That's the type of times we coming in. And we know how Jake feel about ghosts. Jake don't like spooky shit, you know. So we know how Jake feel about that. So it's getting ready to get turned up out here, man. All right, and I pray that I'm on the right side, because hey, I don't want no parts of that. Straight up. All right. It says, for now I will stretch out my hand that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou should be cut off from the earth, man. you people getting ready to get, you people, oh, man, I can see it now. You people getting ready to catch holy Hizel. Straight up. Oh, man. Oh, shit, man. You people getting ready to catch hell, and deservingly so. All right, and I pray that I'm around to laugh at your asses. All right, well, people like, well, that's me. Yeah, you gonna laugh. The Most High said he's gonna laugh at your calamity. You think you're gonna hear a big, deep voice coming from the heaven? No, he's gonna laugh through his servants. You know, don't laugh through us when you're getting jacked up. Okay, but it says NERC warned power supplies in the western U.S. could be strained this summer as a historic drought reduces hydroelectric power generation due to failing reservoir levels in what's expected to be unseasonably hot summer. How do they know that? Okay, because for one thing, we went straight to winter. We had a crazy ass winter. It started off mild, cold, mild, and even colder. Spring cold, and all of a sudden summer temperatures. Now we're back in spring temperatures to the point that this is going to shoot up to the hundreds, man. Okay, and they're doing that because, as Dabu said, they're not cloud seeding anymore. That's why a lot of us that's why the skies have been a lot clearer than what they've been. Because they're going to let this climate just destroy itself, man. Okay, and this is another way that they can use to push their NWO. For those of you out there that don't believe in it, do the research. Okay, and they, and the thing of it is too, that's what happens when you shut down all the coal plants, fossil fuels and so forth. Like coal plants, like they manufacture electricity through coal and pure water. Electricity, man. They're shutting a lot of those down. There's only a few active plants that's up and running in the United States because they want to go over this going green and saving energy nonsense, which it was all orchestrated for this particular time. But it says here, compound the hellacious weather backdrop and grids decommissioning fossil fuel power plants to fight climate change and their inability to bring on new green power generation. I just said that and I ain't even read it. It says such as solar, wind, and batteries in time is a perfect storm waiting to happen that will produce electricity deficits that may force power companies into rolling blackouts for stability purposes. And guess what? Y'all ass still gonna be paying $600-700 a month for some damn electricity that you ain't even using, man. I just got a damn high ass a gas bill, and I ain't consumed that. My highest gas bills is in January and February, only because these apartments are not properly weather-wise. You have drafts coming through the window, so therefore it's causing the furnace to work extra harder. And I got a brand new furnace, and I have a brand new meter on the wall. Okay, but yet my bill was still high as fuck. I'm like, what the hell? I ain't even using any gas. Like, this is an electric apartment. Like, how the hell? But that's why I said when they collide the prices, when they collide the energy, and then you pay a high bill, you know. And a lot of people paying higher bills. You get those months that you're like, what the hell? You know, but on average, my gas bill used to be pretty cheap, but not this month, you know. But it is what it is, you know. Paid it off. Money is a defense. It is what it is. It says The regulatory body pointed out that the supply chain woes are delaying major Southwest and solar projects, while some coal plants have trouble procuring supplies because of the increased exports. That's true. Says they are also increasing threat of cyber attacks from Russia. But by region, the Midwest power grid will be extremely tight. And across the western U.S., power generation capacity has declined 2.3% since last summer, even as demand is expected to increase. So, hey, right there, they're showing you, they telling you, brother, the writing is clearly on the wall. Okay, it says here, grids in the region may have to source power from neighboring grids as extreme heat will cause people to crank up their air conditioners, right? And that's the thing, when it's 90 or 100 or something plus degrees outside, man, look, people are trying to stay cool. You don't want to be outside in that weather, man. You in the house in your comfortable home. But the Most High is getting ready to strip away the comfort of America, man. Okay, everybody is getting ready to be on edge. Everybody is getting ready to suffer. But the difference between us and you people is the fact we know what the hell is going on. And we're going to have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to help us through. But you people, you're not going to have any answers, man. Okay? Because you didn't pay attention to the word, you know? And it says a low or a situation of low wind speeds could trigger blackouts according to NERC. And also it's going to be a lot of fires too. Okay? Because we have high winds. You have a lot of moisture in the air. Okay? Because believe it or not, carbon or carbon or air, as you want to call it, is pretty much the oxygen is what fuels the fire, man. Okay, it fuels the fire. Like a lot of times when you have unseasonably warm winters towards the break of winter into that spring month, and you have high winds, a lot of times you get a lot of house fires from that. Okay, and you can expect that, and you can expect people to really lose it. People it's gonna be a fucking crime. This society is gonna go plunge into the straight chaos, man. Especially when the economy collapses. So I'm thinking the economic collapse is going to come any day now, because if they're talking about blackouts, and once the economy go down for good, you can expect blackouts. They're not going to power the grid back up. Okay, maybe in certain situations, but the average customer or the average consumer, you will not have power once the economy collapses, man. Okay, because these are controlled scenarios to keep people in disarray. All right, this is why the Lord said that this is the worst time of human history, man. Okay, 2 Esdras 15, and I'm gonna start at verses let's start at 17. It says, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days, right? Okay, and this is a man of the Lord asking those questions because it's gonna get that bad out here. Okay, and it says here, in the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, in the beginning of famine and great death, because a lot of people, a lot of elderly are gonna die from this, man. People with underlying illnesses, they're gonna die from this. Okay, so the Most High is getting ready to judge this society as a whole. All right, and we pray that we can escape that, you know. And it says here, in the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear. In the beginning of evils, what should I do when these evils come? Okay, and that's the question we ask. What will we do? Have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, be grounded, understand it, and pray to the Lord to get you through it, man. Okay, and we ain't talking about praying to some God in your heart. We talking about praying to the God, the power of heaven, Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, the ultimate powers. Not some goddamn imaginary God that you people concoct in your mind. Not the God of the snakes, not the God of the damn nature. Like a lot of you women, man, you like to claim that you're spiritual, which you ain't nothing, but that's a nice politically correct way of saying I'm a witch. All right, pray to your dead ancestors. See what they gonna get you. All right, but it says here, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, man. Okay, and that's the whole point. This is sent for your sins, your wickedness, but you're not gonna hearken. Okay, and it says here, but for all these things they should not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of their scourges, because they're gonna continue to rebel. It's basically like a manifold way on how the Most High increase Pharaoh's pride, harden his heart, and that's what the Lord is doing to you people. He's gonna continue to increase your pride, so he could continue to up the judgment. Because if you was to all repent, you know, the Israelites rather, and was to really repent, then the Most High would be forced to turn away the plagues, and he's not gonna do that. So he's gonna continue to put that spirit of pride on you people, so you can continue to get jacked up, man. You know, and it says here, but behold, victory should be so good, cheap upon earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case. It ain't cheap no more. But even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, right? Because you're going, wait a minute, things are cheap, but why the hell are why is gas going up? XYZ. Things are being liquidated 80% off. Stores are closing. You know, you getting the Xbox Generation X, whatever, for $300-400, which is an $800 game system. And yeah, you people are wondering, like, how the hell is that even possible? You know? And it says here, evil should grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Right, because the people that escape the hunger is going to be you people that are well off in the society. It's going to be you out there that's been prepping, you know, that's been stockpiling, like this guy, Natural News. I was just listening to him. I forgot his name again. But guys like that have their own shit, so to speak, they're farmers, they got their own production companies, they going to be put to death by the sword because, hey, they ain't going to have nowhere to run. So all the resources that they're piling up, they're just gathering for us anyway, you know. But for you Jakes out there, you elderly people, you young people, this is going to be bad on you because, like I said, a lot of elderly people are going to start dying from heat strokes, man, because it's going to get that goddamn hot out here. And on top of that, more plagues, the monkey the monkeypox, okay? You know, the bird FLU, okay, the C19. And these just a few of the plagues that the Most High is throwing at you, man. We got much more to come, okay? Because what about the zombie outbreak? However that's going to go down, okay? Like, I've never seen the real, well, I see zombies every goddamn day, you people. But other than that, I've never seen no literally walking dead for real. Unless a dude just doped out, you know. But hey, all that's gonna manifest itself, and it's a buildup, okay? And it says here, and the dead should be cast out as dung. Dung is shit, and there should be no man to comfort them. For the earth should be wasted, and the city shall be casted down, man. So what the hell you think gonna happen, man, when all hell break loose and blackouts, rape, murder, doors getting kicked in? People getting put to death, people getting strangled, people getting shot up. You're going to hear gunshots like cars going down the street. Okay, gunshots is going to be a common thing from sun up to sundown. Every time you get out, somebody going to be put to death, man. So the spirit world is getting ready to be overly active, okay? Overly active, man. Because the Most High is going to be recycling them spirits quick, you know? But it says here, did I read that? Yep, it says NERC issued a similar warning last year stating that power grids that serve 40% of the U.S. population were at risk of blackouts. But 1 year later, there was only one notable blackout last June during a heat wave in the Pacific Northwest that left 9,000 customers without power. That's pretty light. But it says, but with reduced electricity generation capacity outpacing new green power sources, the risk of blackouts are increasing this year. And guess what? Once the grid go down for good, hey, there ain't gonna be no more PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, no more iPhone, no more Snapchat, no more Instagram, no more Facebook. Okay, all that's gonna be done away with, and a lot of people gonna be driven to suicide off that, especially you women, because we know that you women are the biggest narcissists in the world, and you get your validation off people complimenting you and off your social media algorithms. This is how you get your validation, and when you don't have that for months, weeks, perhaps a year, oh man, a lot of these women gonna bug the hell out, man. You're gonna be forced to go out there and connect with a man, all right? And a lot of you gonna be getting grabbed up and ravished, man. Straight up, a lot of you just gonna straight up get grabbed up, man. All right, ain't gonna be no remorse. You're gonna get grabbed up and you're gonna get dealt with. All right, and that's in the making as we speak. All right, it says, but in Texas, the Electric Reliability Council of Texas has already warned multiple times of a grid. Damn, what the hell? Did I read it? Oh, there it is. Of a grid stress as early summer-like heat waves sent temperatures in certain parts of the state into triple-digit territory. Damn. California grids operators have also warned of rising blackout threats for the next 3 summers. Goddamn. The next 3 summers as the state transitions to greener forms of energy. It says the drought and the shrinking reservoir levels have reduced hydroelectric power generation on top of decommissioned fossil fuel power plants. But we know that reliability is going to be difficult in this time of transition, said Alice Reynolds. And this is from the horse's mouth. They're telling you, man. And it says president of the California Public Utilities Commission during the May 6th press conference, man. Okay, it says NERC's report is an eye-opener for those living in the western U.S. And many households face out-of-control inflation, soaring fuel prices, and food shortages ahead of what could be a summer of unrest as Biden administration is bracing for a wave of violence upon the Supreme Court's overturned Roe versus Wade. Okay, in which that had already went in. But it says America is slipping into the abyss as households get a taste of what it's like to live in Venezuela. Mass inflation. It says it is not that far off from what people are experiencing today. Soaring inflation, shortages, a ruling regime which so many claim will not be elected by the majority, and soon rolling blackouts, man. So this shit is getting ready to get real. Hey, man, just a quick synopsis of that. This is Wisdom of Solomon, the 16th chapter, matter of fact, the 17th chapter. And hey, this is part 1. It says verse 1, it says, for great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed. Okay, meaning the judgments were so horrific to the point you couldn't put it in terms, man. It says, therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, which that's Israel, they being shut up in their house and prisoners of darkness and fettered with the bounds of a long night, lay there exiled from the external province. While they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, man. The Most High plagued their minds, okay? Being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions, man. This goes back into the nights of Egypt, okay? That 3 days in darkness, man, that it talks about in Exodus 10. This gets down to the nitty gritty, okay? And this is what's going to happen again in America, man. And it says, for neither might or the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenance. And no power of the fire may give them light. Neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night, man. Meaning you had the sun, you had the moon and the stars in the heavens, but yet it still wasn't enough. Okay? It wasn't enough. And it says, only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful. For being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than they saw not. Okay, and this whole chapter is just badass, man. But that's getting ready to happen here in America, man. Okay, this is going to happen in your beloved USA, and there will be a lot of death. Okay, the stench of death is going to, the stench of death is going to be all around. I mean, you're literally going to go outside and you're going to smell death, man. So brothers, prepare your minds, man. Prepare your spirits. Family members, mothers, fathers, women, children. It's a very possibility. And I'm not trying to bring a bad omen on brothers sincerely or their families. But we have to be in our mindset, like, you got to ask yourself, are your family really going to survive this? Are they really going to survive what's going to happen? Especially when they're not grounded in this truth, man. Because most of our family think we're crazy. They think you're in a cult. Okay, they think that you're going off like, oh, man, this nigga's crazy. But yet Esau is putting it right in front of their face, and they're still not taking heed to it. So you really think that moms and pops and grandmothers and little sisters and baby brothers and possibly your woman, they ain't going to make it, man. Some brothers will, but a lot of them ain't. A lot of brothers' families are not going to make it. Okay, a lot of your wives ain't going to make it. This is going to test their character here, man. It's just going to test all our character. You know, and us as men of the Lord, yeah, we're going to be pushed back. Yeah, we're going to have some frightened moments. We're going to be startled. But as we go through this thing, we have to elevate, and the Lord he's going to quicken our spirit to adapt. Okay, to the point that you got to love what you're going through. That's the whole point of catching hell. When you hearing all that bullshit, you got to love that, because this is what we wanted. This is what we asked for. This is what we prayed about, the Lord to bring hell. Now he's getting ready to bring it. So ain't a time to bitch up. It's like, okay, let me embrace this shit. You know, embrace it, man. And when the first wave of demons fly past you and don't do nothing to you, and you realize that you're protected through the spirit, oh, man, that's when you show your nuts in that day, man. I'm just talking shit, man. But yeah, we got to gird up our loins, man. All right. One last precept. I'm going to be done with it. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 15, and I'm going to start at 10. It says here, behold, my people was led as a flock to the slaughter, but I would not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. This Egypt is talking about America. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and would destroy all the land thereof. In-game nuclear missiles, man. That's gonna set the shit off right. But we got to make it up to that point. Lord's will, we be of the elect. But anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom and a Baba.